King of the Pit TV. Finishing off this record, Stranger in the Alps, track 10 of 11 is entitled You Miss My Heart. We will finish it off with the Smoke Signals reprise at the end, which is track 11. This title listen through goes out to James. Recommended us on the Patreon. This is the longest track on the record at 6 minutes 57. We've had plenty to talk about over this listen through. What a blessing it's been. It's a cover.
Broke into her house, saw her sitting there, drinking coke and whiskey in her bra and underwear.
Interesting. Dr. Monkey Wrench says, yes, 2 year late reply. It's one of the few truly better and reclaimed covers in the songwriting world. What do you think to that? I know Phoebe Bridgers fans will say, yeah, of course it's better than that, but do you think there's any such thing as a cover song that's better than the original? The original is the original. The original is the source from which the covers derive. You can't get more mighty than that, can you, really?
Some in the kitchen.
There are cover songs I do prefer, though. Don't get me wrong.
I asked him nicely once to pack his things and go. He gave her a reassuring look. Said,
Brushstroke 7190 says, first time I heard this song, I wept uncontrollably and it put me into a deep depression for several days. Is that a good thing? Is that a good thing? Honestly, I say to have an emotive connection and have such an influence through your writing is incredibly powerful. But if you were an artist and you knew how bad it felt to feel bad, would you feel any degree of pride in knowing you actively put someone in a depressive state for listening to your music? It's madness, isn't it, really? You wouldn't wish that feeling upon your market. But is it the inevitable reality?
Stuck him in the back and I pulled it out slow, and I watched him fall down, and as the morning sun rose, he looked at me.
Fascinating fan base, I'm not gonna lie.
You missed my heart, you got me good, I knew you would, but you missed my heart, you missed my heart, were his last words before he died. Looking out the window, up at the blue sky, listening to her scream, listening to her cry, a feeling of relief came over my soul. I couldn't take it any longer, and I lost control. I chased her up the stairs and I pinned her to the ground, and underneath her whimpering I could hear a siren sound. I rattled off a list of all the things I miss, like going to the movies with her and the way she kissed me, driving into downtown Wheeling, showing her off, backyard barbecues and reunions in the park. I said I missed her skin when she started laughing, while I clenched down on her wrist. She said that's quite a list, but there's one thing you missed. You missed my heart, you missed my heart. That's quite a list, but what you really missed, you missed my heart, you missed my heart.
Lovely harmonies. We've not had many harmonies on this record, have we? If any, up until this point.
List, but what you really missed. Running through the parking lot, running through the fields. Policeman on my back, something hit my skull and cracked. They dragged me off to jail, said $1 million bill where I tried to tie a noose, but I failed.
First comment of any drama here. This 5 years ago, Philp says, this lyric was, of course, disturbing when Kozelik first released it, but in light of the recent allegations against him, it's almost impossible for me to stomach his recording of it. This is my go-to in its place. 6 replies. LeMayo, it's not like the allegation said he was a murderer. Still a gross guy nonetheless. Plus he's got What do you mean? Wait, what do you mean? Plus he's got Alzheimer's. Why is that a plus? Well, I hope you don't have the misfortune of getting Alzheimer's and people say, well, that adds on to his shit character. What was the accusations? Nobody going to mention? Yeah. Well, truth of the matter is, Philp, as you listen to Phoebe Bridgers' variation of the song, the royalties do go to the original songwriter, so you're paying him, okay?
And I broke loose. I went racing through the prison yard, shot down by a tower guard. He got me in the shins, and he got me in the arms. They strapped me in the gurney, took me off to the infirmary, where the priest read my last rites. And just before everything went dark, I heard he got me good. I knew he would, but he missed my heart. He missed my heart. And just before everything went dark, the most poetic dream came flowing like the sea. Laying there, my lifeblood draining out of me. A childhood scene, night sky moonbeams. Fishing with my friends, sitting in the wild reeds. Watching the Ohio River flow at night. Waiting for the bullhead catfishes to bite. Down river from the Moundsville prison graveyard. Down river from the Moundsville prison graveyard. Down river from the Moundsville prison graveyard. Down river from the Moundsville prison graveyard.
My opinion on this one is,
Down river from the Moundsville prison
as always,
graveyard.
I'm not a lyrical guy, alright? And as far as storytelling is concerned, bruh, I read facts and figures. I don't read fiction books. I don't read stories. Not fascinated in hearing it in song form. And it was a cover song, so in comparison and contrast to the original, I can't really compare, you know, but it's not the original. So I have a limitation in how I can, you know, kind of comment on that number. Very, 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 very lyrically based song. Minimal instrumental. Not to a detriment, because the whole point is to listen out to the story and hear about, you know, the story the original songwriter had to say. But with that being said, that's what the original songwriter had to say. So it's nothing but just an indirect marketing scheme via Phoebe to spread his song elsewhere. That's it. Let's just have a quick deke of Smoke Signals. Look at this, Quaker Oats, yeah? $234,000 views on this. Amazing. Why are there barely any comments, asks Serafina 1 year ago. Why has this got 234,000 views and 9 comments? You may wonder, as I wonder. I'm going to do one last video. I'm going to give you my final overview of this record as a whole, and I'll rate it out of 10 for you. I'll see you there.